Hi, this is Roxana for Avid Diva. Today is day 66, I think it is, of the 100-day challenge. It's either 66 or 67. The info will be below. Today is Monday. It's usually Opinions Monday, and I have to clear out a little something. This is life from my perspective. I am 49 years old. I'm going to be 50 this November. So whatever opinions I have are based on 49 years of experience on this earth. It's also based on my perspective at this stage in my life. Now, unlike many people, and if you see the news, you'll realize that I'm not lying, I'm not as judgmental as other people because I guess I can see things from different perspectives. Maybe that's because I like to write. I'm a writer, so I have to put myself in other people's perspectives in order to write stories and make them believable and make you feel sorry for the bad guy and mad at the good guy for different reasons depending on the story. So maybe that's why I see good and bad in everything and in everybody. I don't believe any one person is 100% good. I don't believe we should be 100% good all the time. Every once in a while you have to have a little mischief on you. Now, I don't think you should be a criminal either. I just don't believe that people are born thinking, ooh, I want to be the best criminal there is. I think that's a crock of bull. I've heard a couple of stories of criminals that actually said that. I don't believe them. I'm sorry. That doesn't work that way. There's got to be something wrong with you when you feel that way. It also makes for a great story, and one thing we have seen with many criminals is that they want to be the focus of the story. And I think that's where where the truth lies. They wanted to be famous for something. They didn't care if it was famous or infamous. They just wanted to be famous. And for them, fame was more important than how they got there. That's what I believe of con men. They wanted to have money. They just didn't care how they got it. So maybe because of that, I think I see people, I don't see black and white on any issue. I see, well, except for some issues. But if you've seen the little rant I had couple weeks ago about movies making fun of people with Alzheimer's, you'll know there's some things that I just have one point of view. When it comes to people, most of the time I see people as human. I guess it's the only way to describe it. So that's my perspective, and I wanted to leave that on the table. Now, the story that I'm doing today is based on an item that came out on Facebook, ironically saying that Facebook's trending team, curating team, would take out stories about Facebook, which I thought it was funny because I found it on the Facebook trending topics. They were also talking about how certain conservative stories would be removed from the trending cycle and whatnot. Now, do I know if this is true or not? No, I don't. Do I believe it's true or not? I don't know. And I'm going to tell you why. I've seen plenty of stories where conservatives are looking good, where liberals are looking good, and I've seen plenty of stories when both are looking bad trending on Facebook. I don't base my news on what I see on a Facebook trending topic or a Twitter trending topic. Oh my God, I can't talk today. I don't like to look at the news for one reason and one reason only. When you see something in the news, it's justifying somebody's agenda. I've said this a million times before. We like to see gore and horror and stuff like that from the days of ancient Rome, where people were sitting at the Colosseum waiting for the lion to kill the human. I mean, we've always liked the gory stuff. We always pay attention to the horrible end of things. We tend to scream that we want to see positive television, but when somebody like Oprah decides, okay, I'm going to have a TV channel where everything is positive, people don't watch. And as much as we need to know and we need to be informed, you have to have unbiased sources of information. And the problem that I see with media, social media included, any media, is that you're going to get the news based on somebody's perspective. Every news story. And at the end of the day, that is reality. When you see a car accident, you see what you want to see. And that's not necessarily good or bad. It just means that it's based on your reality. Now, I'm Puerto Rican. We are famous for driving really fast. So if I see a car crash, I'm probably going to notice the person that was driving faster. That's just my reality based on what I've observed my entire life as a driver. Um, if you were raised in a neighborhood that was of one denomination, I'm not going to name any, and a different denomination is always the one accused of committing a crime, you see a person on TV with that denomination, you're automatically going to think they're guilty just because you were raised with that perspective. That is something, that is why I made the comment before that I see everybody as good and bad, and because I've seen it so much. And I've even been guilty of it myself. Every once in a while I'll watch, my guilty pleasure is People's Court. And I'll watch a case, and when when they start the show, they give you a synopsis of what one side against the other and blah, blah, blah. And it never fails to surprise me why that, okay, I'll have an opinion when I hear the synopsis, then I'll have a different opinion when I see the case, and then when they go to the end, I'll be like, huh? When she judges them in one way or the other. Now, I don't always get them wrong. Every once in a while I'll get them right. I don't always agree with the judges because I think they're missing some things when they judge. But then again, I wasn't on the show and I don't know what parts of the episode they clipped out. I also realized that this is, they get the case first and they're an arbitrator, not really a judge. So they get information that we don't see in the case because it's not, you can't do a case like that in 30 minutes. So I realized that there's a lot missing from the story. But it never ceases to amaze me. Another show that I like to watch was, I love American Greed. That one I always get right. But that's because the whole point of the show is to show you the greedy people. 48 Hours. Every once in a while I'll see a case and the person ends up getting guilty or even not guilty. And I'll sit there like, how did that just happen? I've seen plenty of cases where there's no evidence and the person is convicted. And by the way, they're white, so it's not a black thing or a Hispanic thing. It just so happens that the person is found guilty. There's a lot of men that have been found guilty simply because they had a girlfriend on the side, which I still don't get how that makes you a killer. The bottom line is this. Do I believe that Facebook is curating the trending topics? It's possible. Do I care? No. Because the story, at least the link that I was looking at, was explaining that the reason for this was because they wanted to have more hard news. There's a thing for that. It's called the news channel. I don't see why Facebook has to deal with that. But, again, do I believe that the trending topics should be your source of news? No. Because I believe that trending topics is what people find interesting. And yes, that's my dog in the background. He's right here on this side. Right there, behind me. Trending topics to me is what people find interesting. And I've noticed time and time again that things that I find interesting, some people find interesting and some people don't. Just like this channel. Do I care? No. Because hopefully if one person learns something from my experience, I'm the happiest person you'll ever know. So tell me what you think about this whole Facebook story. I'll be watching the comments. Have a wonderful day and thank you for watching.